Whenever the national media talks about the Minnesota Fighting Vikings, there are these narratives and tropes that they like to run with, myths, what have you, because the national media is a bunch of interdimensional vampires. So here are the top 5 myths surrounding the 2020 Minnesota Vikings, and let's debunk a couple of them. So number 1, they can't throw deep without Diggs. So Stephon Diggs traded the Buffalo Bills for like a first and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth and a blah, 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 blah. So yes, respect. Stephon Diggs carried the Vikings deep passing game last year in the absence of Adam Thielen second half of the season with a pretty insane 17.9 yards per catch. He was also tied for 9th in the NFL in terms of average depth of target at 14.9. So he was, 14 was doing some work downfield. And, well, it's good that he can go deep because Josh Allen throws deeper. So, good luck with that. But, so Cousins led the NFL last season with 17 touchdowns on deep passes, as well as a 59.3% accuracy rate on deep balls, according to NFL advanced stats and info. But, other than that, he checked it down a lot. So Cousins does have one of the best deep balls in the league. I think that it will still be a pretty big part of the Vikings offense, especially off of play action. It's like, we're numbing you. We're giving the Novocaine to you with the outside zone, outside zone, outside zone, outside zone. Play action. No big deal. Let's go. It's almost football time. But before Thielen became a master of the slot, he was primarily an outside receiver. Also, his 12.7 average depth of target is not Jarvis Landry type area. So dude was getting downfield even last season. Justin Jefferson is way more than just a slot monster. He has some verticality to his game, as well as, even though B.C. Johnson was primarily used underneath, had a pretty 9.5 yards per catch as a rookie. In college, he averaged 16.2 and was primarily an outside receiver, so he can certainly get vertical as well. Plus, we haven't even cracked the egg on Irv Smith working down the seam. That was money. Irv, Tua Tagovailoa, 2018, just no big deal. Yeah, just 13-82. Bam, we got it. So I think the Vikings will be they'll be all right in the absence of 14. Plus Alexander Hollins. Let's go. Next up, number 2, myth about the Minnesota Vikings this year. They can't stop the run without Michael Pierce. Well, I say this to you. They probably wouldn't have been able to stop the run even with Michael Pierce. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. So I understand. Jaleel Johnson, not great against the run. Shamar Stephen, meh against the run. Armand for Watts, TBD against the run. Also, run defense hasn't always been a hallmark of the Zimmer Hellfire defense. Like, he certainly is not the 2000 Ravens, the 2002 Bucks. That's the dirty little secret. The Zimmer Hellfire defense is phenomenal, but it is a bend, don't break defense. Like, they will concede the run. They will concede you yardage between the 20s, but once you get down the red area, you're going to be settling for 3. That's the hallmark of the defense. As well as, we're going to count on other teams getting bored running the ball just because you running the ball, especially up the middle, get a little bit itchy, and they're like, all right, let's just start throwing. Zimmer has banked on that. And then also, we'll stop you on first down. We'll stop you on second down. We'll get you a third down, and then we'll get stanky all up in this mofo. We'll bring some heat. We got the double A-gap look. We'll do all of those things. Yeah, you can run. Go ahead and run. Yeah. Also, since Zimmer took over here in 2014, the Vikings' run defense has been ranked thusly: 25th, 17th, 20th, 2nd in 2017. Bring it. 15th, and then also 13th last year. So this is not a shut you down 1.8 yards per carry, especially up the middle type defense. It never has been. I don't think it even would be with Michael Pierce. Certainly would have helped. But, all those rankings were with prime Linval Joseph, as well as Eric Hendricks manning the middle there. But it is a bit is it a feature or is it a bug? I actually think it's leaning more towards a feature at this point. Next up, myth number 3 about the 2020 Minnesota Vikings. The cornerbacks are too young. Okay. And they're talking... Like all offseason, all the national media jabroni haircuts we're talking about. Well, the Minnesota Vikings will struggle, especially early on. Look at the quarterbacks that they play because their cornerbacks are bad and young because they got rid of Xavier Rhodes and Trey Waynes and Mackenzie Alexander. Would have loved to keep Mac, Xavier, the corpse of Xavier Rhodes, the massively overpaid Xavier Rhodes. Deuces, Trey Waynes, it's whatever. And then he tore his pec. So, then also, you bring in Cameron Tiny Dancer. You bring in Jeff Gladney. You bring in Harrison Hand. You bring in Neville Clark. They're going to be good to go. Dancer was a rock star at camp. Gladney is ready to rock and roll after starting out a little bit slow with that meniscus. Neville Clark has been one of the brightest late drafted or undrafted stars going on. So the Vikings will be fine as well. Pair that with Mike Hughes, Revenge Tour. 2 years from the ACL, a year from the broken friggin' neck, as well as Holton Hill can't be suspended for weed anymore. They've had the best camp in their respective 3-year careers. They're ready to go. I mean, the Vikings not only go 3 deep at cornerback, they go 4, they go 5, they go 6. I will take these young, hungry dudes on the rookie deals, making next to nothing, over a massively overbloated and overpaid Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes every single time. I just will. So, next up, myth number 4, surrounding the 2020 Minnesota Vikings. The offensive line is garbage. That's fair. That's fair, dog. But keep hope alive. You got Brian O'Neill maintaining a right tackle. I think he makes another leap, a la Ryan Ramczyk in year 3. Steps up, becomes a Pro Bowler, All-Pro. He's going to be all-world, everything, right? You got Garrett Bradbury, year 2. I love the Grim Reacher. He's added some weight. He's had a phenomenal camp. You are a little bit concerned about Dozier and Elflein surrounding him. They are pretty major concerns because the impact on Bradbury. A center is only as good as his guards, and Dozier, meh last year. Elflein, definitely meh last year. And now changing positions. And now Riley Reef, the human prime meridian, the captain meat and potatoes, taking a huge pay cut to stay at left tackle because he knows he couldn't do any better. Okay. So we know that they can run block, even though Dalvin is down there in the league in terms of average yards before contact. But can they protect Cousins enough to let 8 operate and unleash some of those bombs downfield? TBD. Lastly, myth number 5 concerning the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins can't win a big game. And yeah, everyone goes back to the 0-9 on Monday night. We'll have a chance to rectify this year to week 10 at Soldier Field against the Bears. But Cousins, last year, respect, baby steps. Even though at this point of his contract, we were like, all right, so how many Jerome Bardys will we have been hoisted by now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I don't know, right? But Cousins won his first career playoff game last year. Respect. Again, baby steps. He beat a team with a winning record in primetime on the road, Cowboys Sunday Night Football, Week 10. And frankly, even though his passing yards and passing touchdowns were down, he had the best season of his career. Career highs in DVOA, PFF grade, QBR, quarterback rating, all the things that actually matter, as well as you really saw last year 2, really starting to establish himself as the leader of this offense. And now he stays in an extremely similar system. I mean, let's be honest. The Kubiak influence on the Kufanski offense last year, pretty big. But now you have Kubiak, you have the quarterback whisperer, a guy who's made something out of nothing for his entire career. All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins, coming off the best season of his life, is primed up, ready to go. Plus, angry Kirk is good Kirk. So you have all of this offseason garbage. And then you have his COVID comments that were taken out of context. And then just like Mike Florio's just like, angry Kirk is ready to go. And plus, I feel like now that Stephon Diggs is gone, the entire offense is completely bought into Kirk Cousins, and they see employee number 8 as their leader, and the Vikings going to get done this year. I have absolute faith. So again, all of the lies, all of the myths that the national media jabroni haircuts put out there because they're interdimensional vampires, don't believe them. Don't believe the hype. Think for yourself, sheeple. Yeah. All right, so your thoughts, let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.